Hey there, Wondering Watchers. Welcome to this Pick a Card love reading, which reveals what you need to know about your next romance. For those of you who'd rather be kept in suspense about what's coming up for you in love, then keep browsing through videos. But if you want to find out what Cupid has in store for you, this reading explores key factors about your next love connection. Keep in mind that these cards only provide perspective, and it's your choices and your actions that lead to your ultimate truth. You have agency over your life, and you make the decisions about how you experience it. For those of you ready to discover what you need to know about your next big romance, the link to each reading is in the description box below. I have in front of me 4 piles of cards. Pile number 1, Witchy Magic Tarot. Pile number 2, Modern Witch Tarot Deck. Pile number 3, 78 Tarot Animal Tarot of the Wild. And pile number 4, Dream Vision Tarot. Pick the pile of cards that you feel drawn to the most. If you don't get the messages you are hoping for in your initial reading, then pick another pile. If you don't receive any of the messages you're hoping to hear in any of the readings, then it may not be for your best and highest good to hear such messages at this time. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time to review your deck choices and trust your intuition to lead you to the right reading for you. Once you've made your decision, go to the description box and click the link for the corresponding pile. Now it's time to tap into the cards, choose your next romance tarot adventure, and let's make magic happen. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 1, those who picked Witchy Magic Tarot, to reveal what you need to know about your next romance. So I'm going to start off with some tarot cards and then get into some oracle cards. But let's find out, group number 1, about this next love connection for you. We have here 4 of Cups, the Hanged Man, Wheel of Fortune, 2 of Cups, and the Star. So group number 1, it seems for your next romance, there might be some offers that you get or some potentials that you just don't necessarily want to consider or feel fulfilled by. And it seems like there might be a period of time where you are either not dating or not necessarily having expectations of the dates that you go on or the people that you're dating. It's not necessary. It's almost like perhaps you'll do it just to, do something to fill the time, but it's almost as if there is going to be a significant kind of period of time for you where really you're reflecting on how you're looking at relationships, how you see yourself, what relationships mean to you, possibly even like what it is that you want for, your personal development. And it's almost as if this is like something that is fated, this kind of time of self-reflection, time for you to kind of figure out what it is that truly you are motivated by, that you truly care about, before you kind of develop this romance. But when it does develop, you have the Star here. It's something that, what you come out of this hangman experience as having your high standard, your purpose, it's going to be like your dreams come true. It's going to be like that new beginning, that kind of, I don't think there's a better way than your dreams coming true with respect to this connection here, but it does look like it'll take some time. You have here putting in the work, action that helps achieve goals, building the path to success. So it seems like the work that needs to be done is more self work. And you have lovers, a passionate connection, shared vision and values. So here with this hangman, it does indicate that you are getting a clearer idea of what your vision is, what you value, so that when this opportunity does show up, you'll be able to kind of connect the way you want to connect, feel the way you want to feel, that you would hope for, dreamed about. You have this trust card, you have this heart in the center. So it's going to be a very heart-filled connection, someone that you can talk to, really share your passions about life with. And you have this rejection. I feel it's more about this up here. It's going to really require you to know what to reject, what isn't for you, for you to kind of get to this point of kind of knowing what you want, knowing what you don't want. And maybe you'll come out seeing that it's not necessarily like the rejection that, you know, things that you didn't want to accept, the offers that you didn't want to accept, or even, you know, in the past, aspects of what you were going after but didn't work out for you, that those were more, it wasn't necessarily rejection because you weren't really sure about what you were wanting to offer them in the first place. So we have here this true love card. So group number one, this next romance is going to like be everything you hope for. You've got these like musical notes here. It's just like, it's going to be resonating off of you. You have this regret card. So here I get the sense that this point here, this aspect of the star, that does usually follow the tower. And it's not that there's necessarily going to be a sudden breakup for this connection. It's almost a sense of you working through aspects of the past. And kind of, again, that concept of this rejection here, it's not necessarily, what's the word I'm going to use here? It's as if it was misplaced feelings or decisions or misplaced ways of seeing aspects of past connections and relationships, and realizing that it just wasn't the right time. You weren't at the right place to make those past connections work. Like they weren't the right people. We have this continue with the building blocks here. So I feel like this next romance is really going to help to it's almost like a new beginning for you as well, to kind of really establish your beliefs, your viewpoints that you, your visions, your values that you establish in this kind of waiting period. And you have this indulge card with all these stars around this ice cream and this rainbow. So it's almost as if it's like like a snowball effect of this new romance, your next romance, is really going to help you process aspects of your past and help you kind of better put context to some ways that you dealt with past relationships and really enjoy this connection. We have this Rapunzel card. It's making me think of these ropes here, but like it's not Rapunzel, but the ropes of the hangman. So it does seem like this next romance of yours, group number 1, is going to really have you, again, kind of, I don't want to say locking yourself away from relationships, but kind of keeping your distance and then kind of trusting yourself to know when to get out of that withdrawal mode, to actually explore and kind of leave the cocoon so that you can like actually blossom outside. So you have here the dark spell. It may seem that the period between now and your next romance, your next love connection, is going to be a period of obstacles, and maybe you'll feel cursed. Maybe you'll feel like, again, like these feelings of rejection and regret. You might be working through those in this period of the Hangman, Wheel of Fortune. But it's not that you're cursed. It's just that there is going to be this period of you withdrawing from the connection you think you want, so that you can actually come to understand and put in that work and recognize your true vision and values and your view on yourself, the world, and so forth. You have this card of flexible. So you may need to be flexible for your next romance. For those of you who may have had very rigid ways of thinking about connections, like who's supposed to make the first move, who's supposed to plan what, who carries the load of the relationship, it may be that there's a lot of changing in that. And even with this Hangman, you can see this flexibility, and even in the Wheel of Fortune, needing to be flexible in this period. And we have this To Be Fair card. So this is a card of like really coming from a place of speaking your truth, being objective, and it's almost making me think of that concept of like balance in a relationship. And then being able to, again, see your past dating connections from a more objective point of view, as opposed to regret, rejection. It's like a very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not necessarily just objective, but very honest reflection of why things didn't work out in past relationships, and what it is that like this next romance will mean to you. You have this card of worthiness. So group number 1, I feel like part of this Hangman, Wheel of Fortune, the work that you need to put in is about reflection on yourself, what it is that, you know, recognizing the things that you have to offer, recognizing the amazing qualities that you have about yourself, And I think this really does kind of deal with this aspect of rejection, regret, and not really being fulfilled. And you have this card of luminosity. So group number 1, it is as if this next romance of yours is going to, here with this star, you're going to have this beaming beaming light within you that's just going to glow with this connection. But to some degree, I feel like this aspect of worthiness and you finding your inner light, you really embracing who you are, that really has to come first, to put in the work, and to some degree, like, trust that this process, like even this like trust card, it's almost like this Wheel of Fortune over here. Like, trust that the process is ultimately going to lead you to true love and this amazingness. And it's not necessarily like this next romance of yours is not going to have any problems, or it's just going to be easy breezy. But at least you're going to be at a good position to really know where you stand and to build upon your, what you want to achieve in life and that connection with someone else, and being in a better place to, understand this reciprocity, this give and take. But until then, it might feel like you're cursed and that you're just waiting and nothing's happening. But it seems like amazing, wishes come true type of romance is coming up next for you. So group number 1, this is what I have. I hope it provides a helpful perspective of what you need to know about your next romance. We'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 2, those who pick Modern Witch Tarot deck, to reveal what you need to know about your next romance. So these cards are going to show kind of how your next love connection develops, or what it leads to. How is it going to be like? So group number 2, let's go ahead and find out. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, the Empress, Ace of Swords, Page of Wands. Wow, okay. So it seems like your next romance is going to like offer a like a positive change in your life, where you are going to be more confident, more being able to articulate what you want in life and love. You have the Empress here, so it's going to allow you to also experience more pleasure and sensuality, and kind of being able to embrace your outer beauty, your inner beauty. Here it's a sense of you kind of finally feeling a sense of like victory when it comes to your romantic connections, and a sense of like being able to speak your truth, know what you want, and have like a clearer picture of things. And here with this Page of Wands, it's going to allow you to explore, like, be more free-spirited, explore more of your passions, more like aspects of your sexuality, And kind of overall, it's definitely, it's gonna, if you felt like you were in a shell, it's going to bring you out of your shell. If you knew you were already amazing, it's going to just like solidify that for you. So let's see what else we have for you, group number 2. We have strength, determination, perseverance, and self-discovery. So it's definitely, it's like your power, your personal power is going to ooze over this relationship. Ooh, you also have fear. Expecting the worst, afraid of failure, wasting time on negative thoughts. So I feel like these are kind of part of this Wheel of Fortune. Like this indicates like a turn of events in a good way, where it's like more confidence, more like power, more clarity. So it seems like this fear could be aspects of your past, and recognizing that they still kind of can be there, and that part of this aspect of the Page of Wands, like taking risks, new experiences, breaking the rules, there is an element of fear that makes that exciting. So it's almost as if this new romance, your next romance, is going to kind of bring that to light a little bit more, that concept of your strength, your power, and whatever fears there might have been in the past are more like it's transitioned to what you can make exciting. You have this card of comfort, so you're going to be able to, it's like you're going to be comfortable in your own skin in this new romance. You're going to be comfortable with pleasure, with love, with giving love, with receiving love. You have this consciousness card. It's almost as if you are going to be in tune with your higher self. You're going to be more connected to yourself, your wants, your desires, the people around you, and almost an understanding that everything is connected, that everything kind of can be like a shift of perspective, can bring fear into excitement, with this like Wheel of Fortune, like, you know, everything can kind of slightly move and everything kind of changes. And that kind of even goes with like your connections with other people. It's like you're going to be able to feel those connections or sense those connections. You have this card of trust, which kind of indicates like this Magician and even the Ace of Swords, like a trusting yourself. Magician and Ace of Swords, those are also cards of like communications. So a sense of like you're going to be more honest with yourself, possibly even more honest with the person that you're connecting with. You have this Passion card. So group number 2, this, like I said, this being comfortable in being more sensual, being more passionate, and even this Page of Wands is like exploring your passions. You have this Clarity, which is like that Ace of Swords. Things are going to be more clear. Also, like you got this Ladybug, which is like this card, which indicates like good luck. You have this Create Magic card. So it's as if like this Magician and this Ace of Swords is like new perspective on like the connection that you can have with those around you, and with your new romantic partner. You have this Merida card. I swear this has come up a couple times. So you are this, and then with this Ace of Swords here and Merida holding this sword, you are really going to step into your authentic self, kind of saying what you want, not necessarily trying to fit into a different person's mold or society's expectations. And you have this Jack and the Beanstalk card. So group number 2, in the past, it may be that you've made mistakes. We've all made mistakes, but it may be that you are kind of leaving those in the past, or you're okay with those. You are kind of ready to take on your next adventure. And even with this Comfort card, it's like you've got these like stalks that it looks like. So it's as if you are comfortable now in taking more risks and expressing yourself and kind of pursuing a more passionate side of you. You have no place like home. So you're going to know what your sense of, it's like you're going to understand your sense of comfort, your level of comfort, and then your baseline. And I feel like with this romantic connection and this Empress card, it's as if you are really going to know how to nurture this connection, to nurture this romantic connection and make it something that is like comfortable to you, comfortable to your romantic partner. And you have this Poise card. It's like poised for greatness. It's like you are like ready to show off, to kind of whatever comes your way, you're like ready to take it on and experience that. You have this card of self-respect. So I feel like this next romantic connection that you have, it's really going to come from a place of knowing who you are, knowing your power, acknowledging that power, nurturing that power. I was going to say admiring that power, but it's like you're allowing other people to admire you and your power. And you have here the distorted feminine. So here I feel like this relationship is going to kind of show you how some aspects of the past, possibly of fear, how far you've come. Perhaps in the past you needed someone to save you, to kind of treat you in a certain way, or to kind of maybe you felt like you were more of a victim, or you would like kind of just let things happen, accept things. But I feel like with this Merida card and all these other these major arcana cards and Ace of Swords, it's as if you recognize you're healing that. You have healed, or this relationship shows you how you've kind of healed that aspect of the distorted feminine. And it doesn't matter if you are female, recognize yourself as a female, but it's more just what you will allow yourself to receive, and how you use kind of how you kind of are in that role of receiving versus being more active, being more powerful, like stepping into your power. So I feel like this concept of like self-respect and like knowing what you'll accept, and then knowing what you're going to go after, what you want to create, this concept of creating magic and exploring your passions is awaiting you in this next romance of yours. So group number 2, this is what I have. I hope it provides a helpful perspective of what you need to know about your next romance. We'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This reading is for group number 3, those who picked 78 tarot animal Tarot of the Wild to reveal what you need to know about your next romance. So let's go ahead and mix up these cards, set the intention for the reading. Okay. So group number 3, let's see what we have for you. You have the 5 of Wands. You have the 7 of Swords. 8 of Wands. King of Cups. 8 of Swords. Okay. So, but at the bottom of the deck, you have 10 of Cups. So happiness, fulfillment. But here it seems that your next romance is going to be kind of filled with conflict, arguments possibly, and 7 of Swords, that's the liar, stealer, cheater card. But it also is kind of a sense of being cunning, and to some degree it may be that there is a sense of needing to kind of like almost walk on eggshells here for some reason. And then here with this 8 of Wands and King of Cups, it's almost as if someone else, someone who is caring and romantic and emotionally mature, kind of somehow either enters the picture or comes more into your view, and a sense of kind of feeling like restricted, feeling that you're kind of stuck. So group number 3, it may be this next romance of yours is really kind of going to be limiting, and that you might meet someone else during that time and it'll put you in a bind. You have sacrifice, giving up something now for a future reward. Okay, so there does seem to be a sense of sacrificing something. Perhaps you'll have to sacrifice your next romance for this King of Cups situation. We have obsession, focusing too much on one situation, the need to take a step back. So here, this conflict, a sense of needing to like walking on eggshells, needing to kind of being concerned about what others are doing. It could be this next romantic connection of yours really makes you kind of focus on one thing way too much. You have this card of trust, and to some degree it's how much do you trust yourself or trust the universe? And you have this card of faith. So I think these questions are going to, it's making me think of also the concept of faithfulness. So I'm not saying that someone's going to be unfaithful in the next connection, your next romantic love connection, but I think issues of trust and faithfulness are going to show up, and it might surprise you. It might kind of show up as maybe you having suspicions of someone else being unfaithful, and then there's someone kind of entering the picture that you then turn to and kind of start feeling stuck. Or it's in general like it could be that you're both feeling a sense of stuckness. You have this soul connection. So it seems like this next romantic connection can lead to a soul connection, and you have the Spy card. So it may be some spying involved, possibly kind of connected to the conflict over there, and feeling like you need to walk on eggshells or need to have a sense of like being cautious and cunning and so forth. So let's see what else we have. We have this continue, this building blocks. So I think that this kind of feeling of stuckness might be something that it may be that you've had situations in the past, romance in the past, that kind of had this same theme to it, kind of staying in a relationship longer than you wanted to, or someone else feeling that way, or kind of almost like being passive aggressive about things. Like it's to a certain degree, it's continuing from something previously, or it's going to be, this next relationship is going to be kind of, you're going to be there for a bit. You have this float card here. So it's going to, I feel like it's more like this float is more of, there's things like in the air, like this sense of obsession, sacrifice, this conflict. There's something in the air that, unless there is actual discussions or someone doing things in a different way, that it's just going to kind of linger there. You have this Mulan card. So it's this next romance of yours, group number 3, is going to put you in a situation that you didn't think you'd find yourself in. And it may be that you have to kind of be the one fighting for what's right. It could be fighting for, you know, this situation to end. But it's a sense of like your honor, self-respect is put into question. You have this Merida card. So this is another card of kind of like, interesting how these are both, Mulan and Merida are both holding swords, like this raccoon over here, like this octopus over here. So with Merida, it's a sense of not conforming, not being, not like knowing your place, not just conforming to what someone else wants of you, but very much kind of a need to speak up, a need to kind of set the tone for what you want. So it seems like there's that opportunity to kind of possibly even right past wrongs to a certain degree, like, you know, with this soul connection. Even in this faith, it's like this circular thing. It's almost and even this continued building block, it's almost as if there is a pattern or a cycle here that kind of goes like around, karmically even, possibly. And like this romance is giving you that opportunity to kind of break out of that, to recognize the situation that you tend to find yourself in, and kind of see the reality of things. You have this unfinished symphony card, so it does indicate like something kind of ongoing, keeps going, and needs to be closed off. So again, that concept of like some kind of karmic connection, some kind of karmic connection that you have the opportunity to kind of like set things right. And you have this yin card, and that is a card of acceptance, receiving, and like nurturing. So it does seem like there is a balance needed here. These Mulan and Merida are more active, taking a stand card, but this yin card is also about like more passive. So it's like trying to find the right balance there. You've got this card of worthiness. So group number 3, this next romance for you is going to allow you to recognize like what it is that you have been sacrificing, or what kind of you've been not looking at or recognizing by focusing on the wrong things, and kind of like recognizing to kind of know yourself a little bit better, see yourself for who you are. This kind of outfit of this worthiness card and this crown here looks a little bit like this outfit and the crown for this Merida card. So it's almost as if you have been kind of trying to force yourself into a certain acceptance of how things are in relationships, and then something kind of draws your attention to, maybe this King of Cups is a person, or just a concept of a person, a concept of the type of a relationship you'd want to have, where there is a sense of stability. So I'm going to take this card too. We have self-respect. So this is going to be like a journey for you. Your next romance is going to not necessarily be easy, but it's going to be a journey for you to kind of find more about yourself, about what it is that you are, kind of what you feel you deserve. This King of Cups, this type of someone who is emotionally supportive, where there is a sense of balance, there is a sense of, I guess this is the perfect example of the more active and receptive aspects. Kings are associated with the element of air, so that's swords, and cups is associated with the element of water, with this yin card, this more receptive, passive, kind of like a sense of flow. So kind of recognizing like what it is that you deserve, and even this continuing this flow is this concept of like something that's more rigid and structured, versus something that just like flows. So really kind of this next romantic connection for you, group number 3, is not necessarily going to be like your dream partner, but it's really going to help you to kind of become more aware of what it is that you have been kind of giving up or giving away of yourself and your identity, and possibly heal some kind of karmic cycle that has kind of put you in this, I would just say, it's in this feeling of like not being your true self, not really being able to speak freely, to kind of pursue your desires freely, and address those like concepts of limitation that perhaps exist around how you are in relationships. So group number 3, this is what I have for you. I hope it provides a helpful perspective of what you need to know about your next romance. We'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This is a reading for group number 4, those who picked Dream Vision Tarot, to reveal what you need to know about your next romance. So let's go ahead and shuffle up these cards to get our initial reading of what's in store for you, group number 4. Okay, we have the 7 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Cups, 10 of Wands, and the Star. Okay, so here, and at the bottom of the deck, if you're wondering, influencing energy, we have the 3 of Cups. So here we start out with the Liar, Stealer, Cheater card. It may be that there is some potential suspicions with respect to your next romantic partner, possibly connecting with a Queen of Pentacles type of energy. Someone who is very friendly, very kind and generous, someone who is knows how to kind of make people feel comfortable. There also does seem to be, when it comes to like the romantic connection, a sense of it being like difficult. It could be that there are comments that your next romantic partner says that keeps things hopeful, but there's a lot of responsibility on you to kind of keep things going. And then you have here the Star. So it's almost a sense of it's almost like the straw that broke the camel's back. You can see here this 10 of Wands here that almost is like, it's like a pyramid or almost like tower shaped, could be. And then you've got this star up here. So it's as if this situation is not necessarily a dream come true or a wish come true. It's a guiding light for you to see like what you need to do to kind of like release this type of connection or energy. So let's see what other cards we have here, group number 4. You have past life connection. Someone with heavy influence from a past life is with you. So, you know, perhaps this is, again, that concept of the straw that broke the camel's back. Perhaps it allows you to kind of reach this point of like release and healing something from your past life. You have putting in the work, action that helps achieve goals, building the path to success. So I feel like you putting in the work in this connection isn't the only path that you're building. Like I said, I feel like this connection is going to help you kind of hit the reset button when it comes to your relationships. You have balance. So the star is the sense of balance, and you have like this space card. So I do feel like this, again, this concept of like the guiding light here for this 10 of Wands is going to really show you kind of what you need, like what you need in your life, and then how you want to fill this space. To some degree, I feel like there is a lot of this connection. This next connection is going to put pressure on you to kind of come up with explanations or reasons for why it is that, you know, you're suspicious about something, or why it is that this Queen of Pentacles and your romantic partner are kind of connecting the way they are. But you're going to reach a point where it's like you're done filling this space within you with something that isn't fulfilling, isn't strengthening you, and isn't kind of making you feel like you're moving forward in life. You have another effort card. So I do feel like this next connection, you're going to be putting in a lot of effort. You're going to almost be sustaining the romantic connection with this person. You have this card of self-worth. So this connection is really going to have you take a look at yourself and what it is I feel like going to have you recognize that perhaps you need to focus more on yourself as opposed to other people, or even this next romantic connection. That really where you should be putting that effort is yourself, like loving yourself, prioritizing yourself, and not putting yourself in a situation where you're wondering and carrying the load. You have this card of trip. So for some of you, it may be like you might actually like make a significant move for this person, or it may be that like even on a trip that you take together, things come to light. You have this allow card. Yeah, it's almost as if this, whatever the straw that broke the camel's back, like you recognize what it is that you've almost been allowing to take place, what you've been accepting. And here with this trick card, It could be a trip that you take with your romantic partner, or maybe even like a some kind of trip. It doesn't even have to be an overnight trip with that your romantic partner takes with whatever this Queen of Pentacles energy person is. You have this Mirror card, so group number 4. This next romance will really force you to kind of like, again, fill this space here of what it is that you will accept, recognize your self-worth, put effort into yourself, and not really adhere to what someone else's wants are or version of the story needs to be. You're going to kind of be your authentic person, or find your authentic self, and not really want to take anyone's crap. You have here the Snow Queen. So group number 4, this next romance of yours is going to really allow you to kind of, it's like you're going to recognize that you've been putting way too much on yourself and not letting your true self shine. And really, it's almost like the ice is going to melt for the Snow Queen. Ice is going to melt, and you're going to kind of step out into your true self. And interestingly, with the star, you've got these waters pouring. It's almost like that melted ice aspect. Oh, and you've got this little star, here for the Snow Queen. So I feel like, again, that concept of the straw that broke the camel's back. You have message in a bottle. So trust your intuition. If there's something that you think is noteworthy, you don't necessarily need to ask someone for clarification, or if you pick up on something, maybe you were meant to pick up on it, and that you will get certain signs, you will get information in very unexpected ways to confirm whatever it is that you know to be the case. And you have this Time for a Nap card. So I do think it has to do with that concept of you putting in the work. You kind of filling this space and trying to make sense of this connection, and just needing to kind of break away, take time for yourself. You have this Connection card. So this next romance of yours is going to teach you about the concept of true connection, of recognizing what it is that you like, what is fills you with passion, what you want to celebrate in life, what brings you joy, what is kind of lifts you up, so that when you meet someone who is like, you're kind of connected in those things, it's clear. It's not something that you have to explain or kind of justify why, like, there's not a real like they might be this way, but I'm this way. It's really as if you finding out more about you and your desires is going to lead to a true connection with someone. And so I feel like this next romance is going to show you what it feels like to be out of balance and not fully connected to your romantic partner. Oh, we have the card of sexuality even. So here I feel like your next romantic partner, they might really open your eyes to new things, new experiences. It's not all going to be necessarily negative. They might have a very, what's the word? They might tap into some aspect of your sensuality, your senses, and connect with you in a physical way. But it seems like you connecting in an emotional way, or a way of passion, or feeling that someone else is putting in the work. That's really what your takeaway is going to be from this next romance that you have here. So group number 4, I hope that this provides a helpful perspective of what you need to know about your next love connection. We'll see you next time. Take care.